Oh my gosh, man. I was going to do a watch along for this. I mean, the press conference, Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. If you don't know what's going on, they're about to have a huge fight in July now. If you don't know about this, obviously you just must live in Bin Laden's old cave or something. I don't know what's wrong with you. Because if you don't know, you just, yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you, really. You must not have internet or something. But this is going to be huge, humongous. And the press conference was madness. Like, literally, like, I mean, the typical madness that you would expect from a press conference with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. It was way different than the first one that they did. They had a first one, I think it was that in New York? Might have been in New York, or I forgot what the first one. I think the first one was in New York, and then this one is in Texas. And I gotta tell you, man, like, this one was just all respect that Jake was showing Mike Tyson in the first one was all out the window. Like, the first press conference, he was all like really respectful and just chilled and down to earth, and he was being all, kind and kumbaya, and just really, it was a respectable, friendly, great, show of respect. And Mike and Jake was just being cool and cordial. It was like, oh, it was quite pleasant, actually. This one, they were freaking both singing, like, just roasting each other and saying all stuff. Mike Tyson's calling Jake Paul fat. He's like, you ain't gonna beat me. You can't even beat Tommy Fury. You couldn't even knock out, Tyson said, you couldn't even knock out Nate, and he only weighs like 40 pounds. Like, Tyson was unleashing on him. And then Jake was also saying stuff back to Tyson and stuff. I'm gonna beat you, old man, and all this stuff. Like, he was saying zingers back, and it was like, and then when they did the face-to-face, and Jake's in his face, and is like trying to be all like Conor McGregor-ish and stuff. And I gotta say, guys, like, it was completely opposite of the other one. It's almost like, I don't want to say that it's intentionally, like, been told, like, hey guys, you need to pump this up. The last presser, you guys are just too friendly. You guys seem like you were best buddies. And this one is like complete opposite. Like, it was just madness. And it got me thinking, like, it's like, man, it's a tricky situation because they got to sell a fight. And it's kind of hard to sell a fight if everyone seems like they're besties, right? Like, in one sense, it's like you understand the levels of respect that Jake would have to show Mike, because he is a living icon, a legend. He is one of the greatest, if not the greatest of all time, depending who you are in your opinion. But there'd be this line where you're like, oh my gosh, like, this guy's an icon, I can't disrespect him, especially when you don't have any real beef, because in real life they're actually friends with each other. So you can't, like, just pretend like suddenly you got beef and you hate each other. But somehow they had to sell the fight. And so this time they went from being like, hey, yeah, yeah, all that, you're gonna do good, it's gonna be fun, we're buds, that kind of vibe, to, I'm gonna freaking break your face. It was just so funny to see the complete change in the energy and stuff. But again, that's expected. They're trying to sell a fight here. And I think that it's kind of funny, though, because it's one of those situations where, depending who you are, you are either someone who is a huge Jake Paul fan, or you're a Mike Tyson fan. And even though you don't want to see Mike Tyson in this fight, you're still rooting him on and hoping that he gets the W and knocks Jake out. But then there's the Jake fans who are wishing and wanting, and those who are just trolls and haters who actually just want to see Mike Tyson get knocked out. So it's quite interesting. I've already said, if you go watch my other video, I already know that freaking Tyson's going to win. He's going to get the W. You just can't take away someone's freaking power. It's the last thing to go, allegedly, and the skill base, the knowledge that he has as being, again, the greatest of all time. Like, all that doesn't go out the window, man. So Mike Tyson's a beast, and I just don't see Jake coming and walking over Tyson. I don't see that happening. But all I would say is, what do you guys think about that, though? Like, do you think, like, when you have these press conferences like that, like, if you don't really have any real animosity towards that other person, should you fake it and attempt to create something that isn't really there to sell the fight? Do you think it's possible to sell the fight without freaking doing all of that nonsense? You know what I mean? Can't you just be two respectful fighters? Because I mean, if you look on the flip side, if you look at Serrana and Katie, which they're on the co-main, and they were, very respectful to each other, and they didn't go and completely go bonkers at each other and show a lot of disrespect or anything like that. I mean, there's a difference between being confident and saying, yeah, look, I'm going to win. I feel confident that I have the ability to, drop them in the second round or third round or something like that. Like, that's cool. You got to obviously be confident and believe that you can win. Otherwise, what's the point of fighting? But in the same token, you can't, there's a balance. I think there's a fine line. And I don't know, I kind of felt like this press conference, I felt like it was just too kind of crossing that line, kind of over the top, attempting to fabricate a beef that doesn't really exist. And if you know these guys, you would know and be very aware that that's what they're attempting to do, especially again after watching the first press conference. It literally is night and day. It's literally like someone said, guys, you guys need to freaking sell this fight. You guys are too friendly. You guys look like you're freaking going to go to a cookout together after the fight. Like, you can't have that. You guys got to look like, you want to freaking, smash them with a freaking, Subway sub. But yeah, so I don't know. It just seemed a little bit like, I don't know. There's a word I want to use. Ingenuous. I don't know. I don't know the word I want to use. I don't even think that's the one. But all I know is that it just seemed a little bit like, just kind of like, come on, no one's buying this. You know what I mean? Like, it just seemed a little bit. So, just keep it real with everyone. Like, this could be a respectful fight, and you guys could just be like, hey, look, let's, go and get business done in the ring during that period of time. Like Mike Tyson said, in the first press conference, he was more like, look, hey, we're friends, we're cool, but, when we're in the ring for that moment, you're going to have to be fighting for your life, keep it like that. When the bell rings, you're freaking boom, boom, boom. But, leading up to that, there's nothing wrong with being respectful and just chilled with each other. That's what I think. And that's kind of the feelings I kind of wanted to make a video talking about, because I kind of felt like, geez, man, that was just a little bit like, wow, why did y'all have to freaking go and just get all silly? You know what I mean? When it seems so not genuine, So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. And are you excited for the fight? Did you think the press conference this time was a bit just kind of just too fake and just over the top for no needed reason? Or do you think that's what they needed to do to sell the fight? Are you excited? Are you going to watch it? Are you like counting the days? Who do you think is going to win? Leave me all that information in the comments, and make sure you are subscribed. I'll make some more videos about this, I'm sure. So, love you, and we're out.